Okay, today I want to talk to you about something that we got a lot of buzz over, and that was building the balusters for our production of Arsenic and Old Lace. One day, my friend Maria Fredrickson sent me a little thing and said,
Hey, Dwight, I was online and noticed another theater company and made their balusters out of Coke bottles. I think that would be a great idea for Arsenic and Old Lace, and I think you could do a fantastic job. What do you think?
but what she sent me was an idea about building balusters out of pop bottles, 2-liter bottles and Coke bottles and that kind of thing, sticking them on a dowel. Well, I thought about this for a long time, and I thought, you know what, I don't want my balusters to look like soda bottles. I really want them to look real. Knowing me, I like things that look expensive, and to find carved balusters of the scale that I wanted to have would have been $50 to $60 a piece. And I needed 50, so that would have been way beyond my budget. So I spent a lot of time looking and trying to find things that I could put together. And one day I was in the store and it's like, aha, look at this bottle, this is perfect. It has the right shape. If you use your imagination and try and look at it as a piece of wood, this shape is the shape of what you would find on a piece of turned wood. And the thing that was really cool about this is this particular product came in 2 sizes so that I knew I could do kind of a graduated effect. But then I also wanted the balusters to look like they had some big beaded balls in them. And I came across these ornaments. I bought them after Christmas, so I saved a lot on them. And they also came in several different sizes. And the cool thing about the ornaments are they're made of plastic, so I knew that I could manipulate them in a manner that would work for me. And here's one of the small ornaments. I just take off the little topper here, and you see I still have a little knob there. I need to get rid of that. So I've got my trusty drill, and I'm just going to shave that down until it's even. You can see now it's even, and now I can finish the hole and put it in there on what I need to do. So you got to prepare the bottles. You flip off the ring. There we go. And you also need to take off the plastic coating. All right, so I have the coating removed, and I've already marked the bottom on where the center of the bottle is. So now I'm going to go ahead and drill a hole so that I can get this on my dowel. So we'll drill the hole, and I'm just using a spade bit on my drill that is almost the same diameter as the bottle opening. So let's do this. And there we go. We have a hole in our bottle. If you are making a whole bunch all at once, you could also set up a jig on your drill press and use that to make your holes in your bottles and the holes in your ornaments. All right, so over here at my bandsaw, I'm just going to use this to just cut off the ends of my ornaments to make a hole that's just big enough to go over the dowel for my baluster. So it's pretty easy. That's why I needed to shear off the top. It's pretty easy here, and then here we go. So I made a hole here that's big enough for my dowel to go through. Now I also made a jig for this so that I could line up the planes of my holes to try and make the bead on this ornament in the same place. So I use the jig right here, line up the holes in the planes. And there we go. I have some holes in the ornament. Now, let me show you how it goes together. So in the meantime, I've prepared our bases and the dowels. So the base I just made out of 2 thicknesses of 3/4 inch plywood, laminated them together, and then for the finished product, I rounded off the edges. Dowels can be pretty pricey, especially something of this size. So I ended up getting 2x3 and ripping those down to the size that I needed, and then just rounding over the edges so that it would end up being the right diameter of what I need to fit my bottle. And here is the basic stand. This is the assembly on how it goes together. So I wanted to start with my big bottle so that we have a graduated effect. Goes through the hole and then through the neck. It just slides right down to the bottom. It is nice to have this a little bit snug, that way it doesn't wiggle all over the place. And then you just start putting on the ornaments, let that come down, make sure that it's seated. Take the next one, slip it over the hole, and bring it down. Now, one of the things that I did is I wanted to make sure that I used this portion of the bottle to my advantage. So what I did is I made the hole just big enough on the ornament so that it would slide down and pop into place like that. And it's that way, you can see it's all hooked together and it's fairly sturdy. So once again, repeat the process. Bottle, another ornament, bottle, and the last bottle here. And there we go. And this was the height that I had determined that I needed for my balusters. You could make it taller or shorter depending on your own project. If you feel like these are going to get kicked around, or if you need them to be a little sturdier, you can fill your bottles with foam and let that set up as you put it together, and that will give it some more resistance. Okay, and now through the magic of video, here is the final product. So the paint was actually a really cool process. Because this is plastic, it's really good to coat it with a plastic primer first. It really helps the paint stick. And then we just did a basic coating of brown spray paint on the bottom, and especially the brown spray paint on these items here that had the glitter on them. That helped bind all the glitter together so that it didn't flake off. Once you had your base coat on there, then I used my favorite Java glaze, and we just used a ratty brush and just brushed it on there and let it dry. And that's how you get the graining effects, is by just using the brush and kind of mushing the paint around to get the effect that you want. So there's your lesson, folks. Never throw away an old paintbrush. You can always find something to do with it. So this project actually turned out to be fairly inexpensive for the amount of product that I needed. I did the whole thing for about $150, as opposed to probably $700 if I had purchased everything separately. But we did go to the community and have the community donate all of the yogurt bottles. So if you had to buy those on your own, it really would have been fairly pricey. So here are some pictures of the finished product, folks. I hope you enjoyed the video and learned something new on what you could do to reuse old stuff. And as always, do it Dwight way.